What's up, everybody? I'm Thomas with Believe in the Run,
This is Robbie with Believe in the Run.
and welcome to a unexpected Thursday, The Drop Live.
We technically told them last week we were going to do it on Thursday, so.
Yeah.
But
That's true.
it does feel weird. I feel like I'm in a twilight zone.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to be here today.
You probably can't hear it. Hopefully not. But it's the rain's coming down on the roof right now. We just want to take a nap.
Yeah.
We had fried chicken sandwiches for lunch.
If you put that chili pad blanket on me right now with the heatedness,
Chili pad.
I'd be out. I think I'd be done for
It's
the day.
sweet weighted blanket. Anyways,
Yeah,
so here we are. Got some crazy shoe news this week.
and I hope you watched the Atreyu.
Betray you?
I can't even talk. I need a cup of
Tom's
coffee.
is like done.
I need a cup of coffee. I hope you watched the Atreyu. I hope you watched the Atreyu piece with Michael. It's kind of blowing up.
Yeah, so earlier this week, Michael from Atreyu Running came up, showed off one of his newest colorways for his Atreyu Voyager shoe that's launching in February. We did an...
Is it called Atreyu Voyager, or was it just that one model he had, the Voyager, because it had a
That's
picture
actually
of
a good
Voyager?
question.
I think it's just an
That's a good
Atreyu.
idea. Yeah, you might be right.
I don't know there's a model yet.
Yeah, so anyways, but he came and showed us some of the prototypes of the shoes and talked about Atreyu and what they're doing. So check out that video. It's not in the description right now, but I'll throw it in there later.
Throw it in there later.
But yeah, other than that,
Did anything important happen yesterday?
nothing. I heard that Keds was releasing a new
Tree Torn.
off-white.
It's Tree Torn.
Is it Tree
Tree Torn.
Is offering a new
Off-white, yeah.
off-white colorway.
No, I think the thing that's on everybody's mind, and I have to say, we kind of knew it was going to happen.
I mean,
Everybody was saying the shoe was going to get banned.
dude, we threw that out there last week. We're like, look, Nike's not dumb. Like,
I mean, you should have seen when the ban talk started coming out and people were like, oh, look at the rules that they're putting out. Megan was over here, Robbie's over here, I'm over there, and we're all like, BS, it's not going to hurt Nike at all.
which we'll get in more into that in a little bit.
No, I want to rant
I
on
know
that.
you want to right now. We should talk about, shoes, since apparently we review shoes for a living. But the models that we reviewed this week were the embargo came off on Saturday. We wanted to get it out last week. It wasn't happening.
Yeah.
But what shoes did we cover this week?
Well, if you're talking about Brooks, we covered both the Hyperion Tempo and the Hyperion
Tempo.
Elite AF.
The AF is
Yeah.
not officially on there.
Yeah, it's not on there. And unfortunately, it shouldn't be.
Yeah. So
You
I
wanna
guess
jump into
let's
it?
jump into the Elite, since that's kind of like our... Oh, actually, first, we should give a shout out to our Patreon members. So, especially our $25 level Patreon members, Steve Miller, Johnny Porto.
Steve Miller,
Thank
Johnny
you for being
Porto, we salute you.
Steve Miller manages the Lighthouse Liquors, the awesome liquor store by our house.
I thought
that's
you were
a great-
talking about like abracadabra.
Is that you mean like the
I wanna
Joker?
reach out and no, it's Steve Miller Band.
Yeah, I was thinking the Joker though.
Whoop,
Yeah.
woo, that one? Yeah. Okay, I got
That's
it.
pretty good. Anyways, so give a shout out to them. Anyways, let's get into the Brooks Hyperion Elite. There it
We're
is.
doing a full video review on this right now. We're editing it up for your pleasure. In the meantime, we'll give you folks the live kind of a lowdown. This is a really disappointing shoe for us. You can read the review. You can see why. Super firm midsole, uncomfortable to run in, just doesn't have the pop or that spring forward like another super shoe that may have released an even better super shoe yesterday.
Yeah, so this shoe, the Elite, has that it's a carbon plate racer.
It's a carbon plate racer.
It has the new the DNA Zero
Yeah,
midsole.
DNA 0, and I give it a 0.
There we go.
But yeah, unfortunately,
The
not every
professor is in.
Unfortunately, not every shoe we review is a great shoe. A for effort. I think if they messed around with this foam, maybe there'd be something there. I could barely feel the plate in the shoe when I was running in it. Megan and I both ran in it. She tried to do a workout, or she did a workout at marathon pace. So she was like going 6:40, 6:45 in this for I think 10 miles, and said it just hurt her feet. I did a few runs in it, did a couple speed workouts, 1 minute on and off. It's going about a 650 pace on the minutes on, and then just regular cool down pace otherwise. And the biggest, it just didn't, I didn't, like some of the shoes now you feel faster in. I'll even say a shoe that's in embargo right now that we're trying to get out of embargo, the TC,
New Balance
Fuel Cell TC, which isn't even their racing shoe. Everybody's trying to say that's their Vaporfly. It's not. That's their training shoe.
We thought it was at first too.
Yeah. Well, no, we saw Trey. He showed us the RC.
Yeah, but right. So maybe it was just me.
It's just Robbie. But that shoe's coming out, and it feels great. In the TC, you feel great, and it has that bounce and that pop. This just didn't have it, and the only time it really felt good is when I was in like a full sprint. So maybe if I could do if I could hold a 5-minute, 20-second mile, this would be a good shoe. We actually got DM'd in our Instagram from an elite athlete who's going to Olympic trials that is running in this shoe. He agreed with everything that we said, but did also say that, yeah, it does feel a little better when he's in his 5-minute mile pace.
Like 5:18 pace.
5:18.
He said he had some really good speed workouts or like hill workouts in it. He thought that it turned up really nicely. And
yeah, I mean it's light.
Yeah, for sure.
So you're still gonna get light. It feels like an old traditional racing flat. It's harsh underfoot.
And yes, this does come out at the end of February. I think like right before the trial, so last week of February.
Any questions about it, Rob?
That was the question. So see how I just slid that in.
You just slid it in.
Yeah.
Which is not what you'll want to do with your foot in this shoe.
Rough. But
this shoe.
If you're looking for an alternative, you got the Brooks Hyperion Tempo. Now this is the shoe that you should be getting from Brooks, especially if you're a Brooks fan. Honestly, it's going to be the best shoe of 2020 for Brooks. We've seen all the other models, which are mostly minor updates for their whole Biomogo midsole line.
What shoe would you compare this to?
So I can't say personally. I know what I would compare the midsole to, which is Skechers Hyperburst. Both are nitrogen infused midsoles. You got that pretty cushy foam here. But of the Skechers models, what do you think it's similar to?
It's a Razor.
Yeah.
I mean, it's basically the Brooks version of the Razor. It is as fantastic as the Razor is for. It's got a really nice upper. It's very breathable, thin, lightweight tongue.
I love the upper and the tongue.
And it's got that balance that the Hyperburst has. And this has a little, where I might give it an edge on the Razor is on the outsole. It's got some nice rubber on the outsole, nice rubber coverage. So.
Let me Fly away, Thomas. Fly away. Come back, Thomas. Anyways.
Yeah. So give that a second to focus back on our mugs.
Yeah, because that's what you want to see.
Yeah. You can see the shoes of the store.
But yeah, honestly, it was a really enjoyable ride.
Yeah.
I didn't like the laces. I know it's like whatever. It's very.
The laces are a little on the flimsy side and curly Q side. I compared them to a pig's tail.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But overall, a really nice shoe, fun to run in, definitely light and fast.
And it looks good.
Yeah, it is. I do love like the baby blue midsole.
Yeah, it's a sweet shoe.
But anyways, you can read either of the reviews, the written reviews, by checking the links in the description, where we go into a lot more detail on both of those. And we will also be coming out with full-length video reviews for both this and the Elite within the next, week, couple days.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna try to bang out the Hyperion Elite today if I can get to the start working on this one, taking over some of the editing duties. Yeah, Rachel's got the flu.
Yeah, she's out for the count. So Thomas.
So it's all falling on me.
That up.
Yeah. So you may recognize an older style of editing. Yeah. Do you want to talk about your Spire shoes?
I mean, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
So this isn't exactly a new shoe, but we did just get it in. It's a 361 Spire 4. It's your pretty basic daily trainer. I mean, I wouldn't say they're breaking any new ground here as far as going to blow your mind.
It's more like a keeping up with the Joneses, right?
Yeah, like I know that 361 isn't huge in the United States, and they're
big in China.
Yeah, big in China. They've been doing a better job with their designs and things like that in the recent past. You know what's funny is that when I first started reviewing, you threw me like a 361 racing flat. I
Yeah.
forget what it was. I did all my speed workouts in that
Yes.
for like a year.
It was like red, white, and blue.
No, it was like green and blue.
Green and blue. Okay, I remember
it was
that.
called
Yeah. It was like a bright yellow, green,
yeah,
and blue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It had like tiger stripes, but I seriously did like all my hard workouts in that.
That's awesome.
It was crazy. It was
And
fun.
he had a great marathon, so.
I did so, and then I did injure myself in the middle of that. So who knows if that was.
It was definitely this year.
But anyways, so I actually only ran this one so far. It's a little on the heavier side for sure.
I mean, it looks to me like that could be a Saucony model. It could be a Brooks model of, it just has that generic.
Yeah, I mean,
Daily
for my
trainer.
size, 7.5, 8, it was 9.8 ounces. So you're looking at 10,
You're looking
10 and a half for a size 9.
at 10, yeah.
Yeah, size and a half bigger.
So it's average weight for a daily trainer at this point.
Yeah, but if you like the style and the look, you could compare it to a Brooks Ghost or whatever.
Yeah,
Something like that.
I mean that's the toughest thing for
Twister.
360 right now, or 361, is that I don't know, like why, if I'm going into a running shoe store, would I pick this over a Brooks or a Saucony, or it's the same style of shoe. I don't know why I would pick it versus one of the established brands or one of the ones that I'm more comfortable with. The styling isn't anything abnormal. The ride and the feel isn't anything out of the ordinary. It's just
Right.
kind of like there.
Yeah. We do have a question about so the Brooks Hyperion Tempo. Julie asked, how is the weight and ride compared to the Kinvara? I mean, it's kind of a different shoe.
It is. The ride and stuff is pretty similar actually. Like the Kinvara basically, even though it's got the Everrun Plus and the Everrun, no, is it Everrun now? Power Run. Power Run midsole with the Power Run Plus topsole. I mean, it doesn't feel that revolutionary if you ran in the Kinvara 10. This has more of that bounce that you're getting out of like this Hyperburst foam, or now it's called, in this shoe it's called the DNA Flash. It lands, it bounces, it feels pretty good, it's nice and soft. Weight wise, it's super light. I think this was lighter than the Kinvara. I think the Kinvara weighed in at this is definitely lighter than the Kinvara. The Kinvara was like 9 something for my size 10.5, I believe. And this is weighing in at 7.7.
Yeah, it's a light shoe.
It's a light shoe.
Nice.
So it's quick under your it's quick turnover. It doesn't have a plate, so you don't get that real strong pop off. But this material, some people call it pool noodle style midsole.
Yeah, I did hear that.
Yeah,
Accurate.
Which is great because if you get stuck out in the water, you can just put one of these under each arm, and you're good to go. But yeah, it's lightweight, fast feeling. If you like a Kinvara, simple shoe, simple midsole. I mean, it's a slab of midsole with a nice upper on it.
Yeah.
That's it.
So someone did bring up again how does Brooks justify making a racer or a shoe for 30 to 50 miles? And so, by the way, that's what they originally told us. Like
we have, not only did they tell us that, they also, after they just read our review, called us back and said since then that they were mistaken.
Yeah. So they originally told us that in December at the running event, which, like, our jaws were on the floor because we're like, oh, that's insane. And then
literally we just all.
Yeah. And I mean, we double checked, made sure I didn't hear wrong. But then I guess that was wrong information, and
I don't think it's wrong information. I think they changed the information.
Yeah. So
and I'll tell you, it doesn't matter anyway. That shoe would last as long as you want to run in it. It feels crappy from the start, so it's going to feel crappy with 300 miles on it.
Yeah, it's just like super firm. Yeah. Honestly, like y'all know how much
I shouldn't have said that.
No, it's not. Clearly, it works for some people.
Yeah.
But I think that the average Brooks.
Who's it works for?
I don't know. Super fast people.
No, people that can't wear Vaporflies.
Oh, people. Yeah. But I would say for the average Brooks clientele, like that's not happening.
Yeah.
Anyways, so let's just move on from this disaster.
Yeah. Before we get in trouble.
Yeah. Before we ever get a Brooks shoe.
We don't have a problem. I love this shoe is great.
Yeah. Honestly, $150. It's like in that range
Yeah.
of shoes that you could
And
definitely.
from our experience with these midsoles with this type of material, they last a long
Yeah,
time.
you could rip it with that.
Yeah. They
Um,
probably wear out the top first.
yeah. Okay, let's do your little Skechers since we were kind of talking about it a little bit.
Okay, so when I went out to Running Warehouse, and I will tell you, Connor, Mike, Justin treated me real nice while I was out there. Appreciate it. And they showed me this baby while I was out there. This is insanely light.
And then you had to have it.
I had to have it. I contacted Skechers and said, "Hey, get me that shoe."
Which we hadn't even seen that.
Horizon Vanish.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it, and I will tell you this. Let's get that scale back on because this thing is sick. This is a size 10.5.
Did he say any reason why like we haven't heard about it yet?
Okay. Size 10.5 weighs 5.64
That's insane.
ounces. Under 6 ounces
That really is crazy.
for this racer. And look at how much heel stack you have on this shoe for a shoe that weighs 5.6 ounces. What's that in grams, Robbie?
That's your ALPHAFLY in disguise right there.
Yeah.
Grams.
Okay. 160 grams.
That's as close to zero as you're gonna get.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So it's not the Hyperburst midsole. It's Ultraflight, which is more of a typical EVA. It feels like they just made the durometer softer. Maybe there's more air in it. The shoe still has rubber on the outsole at that weight. So you have traction. This is a racer. I'm thinking 5K race, 10K, maybe all the way up to a half marathon. If you're really efficient, you could probably do the marathon in this. And it's got that real breathable upper that Skechers has been working on. It's kind of like a nylon mesh. I mean, it's a really simple shoe. Like, I'm looking inside of it to see the overlays.
Have you actually run it yet?
I haven't run it. I came in the mail today. You were here.
Okay. Dude, I told you I don't remember what day it is.
I mean, it's a pretty simple shoe. There's some light reinforcement underneath some of the material to kind of give you kind of that foot lockdown. Other than that, this is a rip it and grip it shoe. Ready to roll.
Look,
Airlight.
It has the date 1992 on it.
Yeah, you know what that was about.
Was that when Nevermind? No, that was
I think
1989.
it's Skechers.
That makes
Is
sense.
it possible Skechers started in
Isn't that-
1992?
It's definitely possible.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember getting beat up for wearing those
Heelys?
shoes around 1992.
Did you have the brown ones with the yeah, I can see it. With your Jankos or whatever?
Oh yeah, the shoe. Well, you couldn't see the shoes because my
'Cause the
jeans
jeans-
covered. I was
oh
covered,
my
covering
God.
them up.
I would love to see a picture of that. If anybody has a picture of Robbie from high school, please send it
It
in.
was middle school. I did have a pair of Jankos.
Middle school would be good too.
I did win a lot of pogs in the bathroom.
Jams?
Pogs.
No, did you have jams?
I did have some jams, but that was, I guess, a little bit earlier than that. If anyone wants to challenge me to a game of Pogs, bring your slammer. I'm here. 101 North Haven Street, Suite 301.
Awesome.
Anyways, let's move on to, let's see, shoes are kind of like out of shoes for right now.
Yeah.
For today, but
Does anybody want to talk about the Vaporfly?
yeah, I
Since
feel like everyone's asking insane amounts of questions about this
ALPHAFLY?
shoe that came out yesterday.
Yeah. I mean, when we heard about the rules and stuff, obviously you look at somebody and like Nike and you know that they're not going to get, the rules aren't going to line up against them. And you have to think about the rules are set at the current stack height
Of the next percent.
of the next percent. And why would you do that? Well, imagine they outlawed that shoe, or said it has to be 35 millimeter or something like that. All these records, all these races, from 2018 till now, basically, you would have to just say that those results were not
Right.
legal.
Yeah.
So you're talking
Or
then
at least there would be a shadow.
it's shattered, yeah. And so all the records that were broken would have to be amended, all that stuff. And then you'd have to go back and you'd have to say, all right, Boston qualification would have to look at it and go, okay, were you wearing Vaporflies when you ran this or not? It would have just caused a total storm of shit that there's no way you could do it.
Yeah.
And I don't even think it'd be fair to the athletes who trained and worked hard. And I know everybody thinks these shoes give you extra, like, thing. You still got to bust your ass in training. You still got to work hard.
Yeah, I mean, it is undoubtable, inarguable that they give an advantage to most runners. Like there's I wouldn't say an advantage. I just say that it's a tool used to conserve your energy for later miles in the race.
But see, I don't necessarily think it conserves your energy. What I think it does is it's comfort, so your legs don't feel as beat up later on in the race.
Yeah.
So that's where it helps. But when you say
no, it does conserve it. I mean, that's like been scientifically like proven that it does.
Have you ever conserved energy in a race?
It's not that you're conserving energy. It's that the energy you're getting more return from that foam, which will never be 100%. But because of that,
let me give you an example though. When you're running, and you're having a good day and you're doing speed work or something, do you always push until it hurts?
Yeah, for sure. I'm just saying, no, there is obviously part that is the athlete.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't deny that there is...
No, I mean, I wear them. I love them.
I mean, just if you look at the numbers across the board, like, you have a large enough sample size at this point to say, like, this...
No, they have. They've shown that it gives a percentage. But, you know, running... What is barefoot versus running in, this?
Yeah.
What kind of, advantage do you get? So, yeah, the shoes help. They give you an advantage. But what I'm saying is, when people talk about it as like a cheating tool or something, I don't think it is either. Yeah.
I think it's just technology moving forward. If you want to create that rolling, make a line for it, then going forward, that's where we go.
Yeah.
Honestly, if I could recommend anything to anyone, and I listened to this podcast a few weeks ago.
You cannot recommend anything to anybody.
Yeah, if there's something you should listen to aside from our voices, there's a podcast called The Science of Sport, and they discuss this in great detail with a lot of scientists who wrote papers on the Vaporfly Next%, and it really breaks it down into like legitimate scientific terms, but it's easy to understand.
Yeah, and it will also help you sleep.
Yeah, and there is some interesting points. One of them being that the stack height is actually a large part of what helps the runner, not just by providing extra foam, but actually extending the leg length, which provides
a longer stride,
and it makes you more efficient in that terms. And so you should definitely check out that podcast. I'm going to explain it terribly, but they said their recommendation, and they recommended rules for, I think, World Athletics in the first place, and they said just limit the stack height. Nothing else, just the stack height, set a limit, and then whatever technology you want to put in the sole or whatever, make that happen, and that's the limit going forward.
Yeah.
They compared it to back in the 1930s, there was high jumpers in the Olympics who were like making crazy high shoes, and they put a limit on the shoes, made it, I don't know how many millimeters, and it's been that way for 80 years. And they can do whatever else you want to the shoes, but keep that stack height.
And that's the other thing, like people are saying, oh, well, Nike Air technology is 21 years old. Why are they sticking that in the ALPHAFLY? It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not just a pack of air.
It's not Nike Shox.
It's not Nike Shox. It actually has a tensile fiber within those air units that are going to provide some bounce and some spring. Yeah. Not spring. I don't want to say a word that's going to trigger people, but it's going to provide that extra bounce. So maybe you don't need another plate because those are going to act almost like a stability plate.
I mean, literally, like that's what the patent says. Like in the description, it's that those fibers will compress and then come back and then push the energy up to the plate into the midsole.
So you're getting energy up from the foam and those pods, and then you're getting a lever forward with the plate.
Yeah.
And people are saying the shoe's ugly. Whatever.
They're crazy.
I will tell you this: if I put on clown shoes, if it helped me run more efficiently.
Well, when the first Vaporfly came out, people were losing their shit. Like,
and now that looks like a regular old shoe.
Yeah. So, anyways.
If anything, I like the new ALPHAFLY because now I can wear Vaporflies without feeling like, trying too hard.
Yeah, and since we're talking about it, I would like to point out that we covered it at the beginning, but we did call this out like last week. People were like, "There's no, oh man, they're not gonna be able to get in."
We posted a thing on Instagram, and how many haters did we get on it that were like, "There's no way." Yeah. There's a guy who's a shoe designer that's like, "You guys were off. They can't do it. They won't be able to get it in time."
And I was like, maybe, but I think they have a full backup plan in place, and they did.
I don't even think they needed a backup plan. I think
it was just the plan.
It was just the plan.
Yeah. I mean,
they probably knew, hey, it's...
You think it's a little coincidental that...
this pack drops...
3 days after?
Yeah, 3 days after. And I would tell you this. This was almost like a samurai sword to the head of all the other companies, because they didn't come out with just one ALPHAFLY. They came out with the Tempo, and the Tempo is the replacement for the Turbo. So now you have... What it's going to be is it's going to be, and someone marked that illegal, and that's not illegal at all. I saw one of the posts on Instagram where they said, this one's legal, this one's not. The Tempo is going to be legal. It doesn't, I don't even think it has a plate in it. I think all that is you're getting some of the Zoom Fly with those pods underneath. You're not, I don't think it has the plate. I'm not 100% sure, but it's replacing the Turbo, so that it would make sense that it wouldn't have the plate.
Yeah, and well, one thing I was going to say is that Nike was already way ahead with the next percent. Just that alone is crazy.
They could have stayed on that for 2 years.
And now they're like, boom, ALPHAFLY's out. Now they were here ahead of other shoe companies. Now they're over here, and companies aren't going to be able to close that gap because of the World Athletics ruling. They're not going to be able to prototype shoes in races. They're going to have to do it all in house. And Nike's like, we already got it. We're up here. And it's going to be hard to close that gap.
It's not only going to be hard, but now they've added another patented technology, which is those pods in the forefoot.
Which no one can copy
so they can't do it. So here's where it gets weird for me. Okay, so Nike own the Fast Day shoe for right now. Right? There's nobody else there. They own that space. But I was like, it doesn't matter. Most of us aren't running marathons every day. You need a daily trainer. You need it. Nike does a good job with the Pegasus, with the Zoom Fly, with the Turbo, but not everybody's wearing those. Not everybody's spending the Nike dollars, and you could get comparable shoes from other brands in that sector.
Yeah.
So the big question for me now is, while we see these new shoes that are coming out, you've already got the React Infinity out, which I think is comparable to some other shoes on the market.
Yeah, I mean, that's whatever.
The Vomero 15 will come out. I don't know what it's going to be like, so I can't really comment on that. But then I saw, the Tempo. I mean, if the Tempo's a fun shoe to do your workouts in.
By the way, we mean there's a Nike Tempo coming out, not one of the other Tempos.
Yeah, Nike Tempo.
There's 3 shoes called Tempo this year from different companies.
If it's at all like a daily trainer or something, it looks to me like it's going to be, for more serious runners who want to drop, it's probably going to be around the $180 mark. Drop that for a shoe that they're going to wear, that's going to feel a little bit faster, and that's what I'm kind of hoping with it. Like, as much as I gave the Turbo 2 my shoe of the year last year, and I really felt it was a good shoe to do daily miles in, that you could pick up the pace in. Now, my problem with it was it just didn't feel super fast. Now, I know fast people that have run in it and they run well in it, but for me, it didn't have that pop.
Yeah.
Looking at the Tempo, which is going to replace the Turbo, that looks like it'll have pop.
But, I mean, when you looked at the Turbo in the beginning, you were like, oh, shit, that's going to be a fast shoe.
Well, yeah, the Zoom X.
I mean, you would think Turbo is kind of...
Turbo.
Yeah. So, actually, someone asked about the price on the ALPHAFLY, which I think is...
I'm going to guess $275.
I think I have heard that before. I read it somewhere before.
Yeah. It's going to be... If it comes out at $275, I think it's like... Everybody was like, oh... $250 for a race day shoe, and now we're all kind of used to it. Matter of fact, when it came out, everybody was like, give it to me, I don't care. Just
it was sold out.
Yeah, and then people were buying it for more. Like, I remember some reviewers who really wanted to get ahead of the next percent.
Like 500.
Yeah, when it went and paid it is so funny because there wasn't demand for it, but they went out and paid extra to get it a week ahead of time.
Yeah,
like $500 to get it ahead of time.
You probably didn't recoup that money on YouTube, but.
Especially if you just shoot with your iPhone.
Yeah, which, never mind. Anyways, so the $275 seems about the price point. Comes out on $229, which is incidentally what day?
I don't know. Is there trials or something?
Oh yeah, a jury trial. Oh no, the Olympic marathon trial, same day.
Yeah,
that's weird.
Yeah. So I wonder if it'll be mass available.
Yeah.
I wonder if we'll see athletes from other company running in ALPHAFLYs during the Olympic trial.
That would be wild. But yeah, it's
I'll tell you
pretty awfully coincidental timing.
Robbie, say that you were running the Olympic trials.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe if you knew that you weren't going to come in top 3, but I know you're probably top 3.
If you think it was like top 5, maybe.
Top 5, I'd still maybe want to wear the alpha. But if you're sponsored and you're going to end up being 100th in the or 50th,
it's whatever.
Yeah, just wear your shoe. But if you think that you can go out there and blaze one at Olympic trials,
I don't know. Especially, I don't know. It would be so hard. It's a devil's deal. I mean, this is why I wrote a thing about it yesterday. And I talked about it. It's like if you're at
really
that
good
level,
piece, you should read it.
Thank you.
Put the link in the.
I'll throw it in there later. But if you, so like runners, even though they kind of had this dilemma before, you see people who like sharpied out like next percents and stuff. So now they're really in a dilemma because it's like if the ALPHAFLY is actually better than the next percent, and you're at race day and you're like, shoot, I could podium if I just threw these on. Like that's a
what's nice
decision
though
you gotta make.
Is it looks like they already have blackout, so you just need to.
Yeah, you only need a tiny Sharpie.
Yeah, a lot less Sharpie.
A jar of fingernail paint.
Yeah,
just throw it on there,
and you'll be okay. But I mean, it would be a tough call. And that course looks hella hard. Has anybody looked at the course for the Olympic?
Yeah, that's the other thing. It's like super hilly.
Oh my god. Yeah.
We don't know the weight of the ALPHAFLY yet. Wasn't
the
weight of the shoe. It wasn't in the specs.
It's. I know this that they found putting the pods and the rubber and stuff on it. It did end up being heavier than the next percent. So what they did is they created a new upper, which is the Loft Fly Knit, I believe.
Yeah.
I forget. Maybe I might.
I think that's what it is.
I think the name actually is something different than that, but it's a lighter, stretchier, kind of aired out. But what I found was interesting in the description when they talked about the upper was that it retains less water. And if you remember, again, our next percent, when people were asking you about the vapor weave
from last year,
and I was like, there's a reason why they're doing this. So I got both shoes wet and I waited afterwards and I was like, hey, this is lighter.
Yeah.
And they put in their writing that they not only does the new upper weigh less, and so it helps mitigate some of the weight gain that they got on the shoe, it also retains less water.
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe they were listening.
And honestly, that would be cool. Which could come huge, especially in Tokyo when it's supposed to be really warm.
Yeah. Warm and humid.
Yeah.
Because it added when I got the shoe wet.
Atom Knit, that's what it is.
Atom Knit.
Yeah.
Okay. Atom Knit. The when I weighed the shoe, the Fly Knit gained about 2 ounces in weight, brought the shoe up to a 9-ounce shoe. When I got the vapor weave, it only added about a half ounce of retained water in the shoe. So makes a big difference. Yeah. Especially if you're over 26 miles.
Someone else brought up, can we talk about the Hoka racers yet? The Carbon X Rocket? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, we can't because they haven't given us anything. We've pieced together information here and there. Supposedly it's going to be under 6 ounces. Supposed to be super fast, obviously.
I mean, people are predicting that Hoka's going to be the one to get there.
Yeah, which would kind of
make sense. But I also, I'm telling you, I can't wait to run in the New Balance RC because the TC, I did a speed workout in that this week where I was doing 3 miles at a harder pace. And, for me, anywhere in the 7s is good. Low 7s is great. I was running in the low 7s. For that run, and considering that it's a 9-ounce shoe, it just has a nice bounce and pop off the toes. I really like it. I can't wait till we can review it and show it to you.
Yeah.
It should be off embargo soon, but
the RC should be awesome.
Yeah, the RC is going to be even better at it because it's the racing one. So hopefully it's lighter and faster.
Yeah, sorry. Hopefully we get the Endorphin Pro soon too, because that's like the Saucony Endorphin Pro, because that's when we wore it around walking or whatever.
Felt great.
Would you say it felt similar to the next percent? Or
yeah, it was probably one of the closest to the next percent that I felt. I'm also excited. It looks a little different. It's a different take, but the Asics Meta Racer, I can't wait to get my foot in that.
Yeah, if you've seen photos of the Meta Racer, that thing looks sick.
Yeah, are they putting those out online?
I've seen. I mean, I think I've seen some floating around, but
I've got a picture on my phone, but I don't know that I can share it. No. So,
but actually, I think we're getting it in the next couple weeks, maybe.
Hopefully I have it in time for Cherry Blossom. Maybe it'll be my Cherry Blossom shoe.
That'd be cool.
Anybody running the Washington, D.C. Cherry Blossom?
The 10 miler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cherry Blossom 10 mile. Let us know. We'll be wearing Faster Bastards gear.
I'm gonna see if there's any other questions.
If not, I got to get back to editing.
Yeah. I mean, it's mostly like ALPHAFLY stuff. Well, one other Atreyu question that Cody asked. He said, well, he asked how many miles you put in. I said, like, I don't know.
5.
Just 5, because you just did one run.
I did one run. Right now I have like a list of shoes that I need to get miles on to review. Next up is another Tempo shoe. It's the New Balance Tempo. Ran in that this morning. It's real nice. Lightweight. Feels great. Has great traction. It's kind of like it really is like the evolution of the Zante. Feels good. A couple things that I'm going to see if I change my mind about before we write up the review, but I like it.
Cody also asked, well, this is more back to the carbon plate thing real quick. Do you think other companies are rushing out like to make carbon plate shoes and are kind of like fast tracking stuff just to have one, and then it's kind of missing?
I think so. I think that's what Hoka did originally with the Carbon Rocket, and I think that's what they did.
But then again, the Carbon X. Is that what
the Carbon X.
But then, but with the Hyperion Elite, I mean, that's been in development for 2
years,
at least 2 years, because Desward in March 2018.
So maybe they're not rushing it, but
I don't know. Maybe it was one of those cases where they just kept tweaking and just.
Maybe it's just harder to do this than you think.
Yeah. Turns out.
Plates have been in shoes forever, though. It's all of a sudden now. And the whole thing is they're missing. It's the combination of this lightweight, energy return, foam with a plate.
Let's see if there's anything else.
I mean, if you think about it, Adidas has been doing this with the Boost for a long time.
Yeah, that was a huge thing when it came out.
Yeah, they've had the torsion plate in the Adidas Boost forever.
I think that's pretty much it. So, I mean, I think we hit on the majority of the questions there. So, thanks for watching, by the way, on a Thursday at 3, just random time.
Yeah. Tell your friends to subscribe.
Yeah. All your friends right now.
Yeah.
Do it. Text them.
Yeah, and then send them the link to our Instagram and hit that follow button and join our Facebook group.
That's a fun place to be.
Yeah.
I think so.
It keeps growing.
Yeah.
It's like insane, like the growth of that over just like a month or two.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
And if you really, really love us, you can become a Patreon, support us, get some exclusive content, behind the scenes content. We give you even more honest reviews
you
on
get
there.
some behind the stuff. Even like when we get an email from certain notable figures in the running industry
we'll share
that we don't normally share with anyone. Like today, I posted one from someone that
cool
you'd be interested in.
Anyways, but also we like early video releases, early shoe looks, things that like as soon as we get it, we'll throw it up there. Become a patron if you can. And
maybe some embargo pictures will make it in there. I don't know.
There are some definitely in there. So if you are in there, be cool and don't share.
Yeah, can't share these things.
And we'll share some discount codes and things like that.
Yeah.
Giveaways. We got Polar just sent us some stuff to give away. We got some cool stuff lined up. Anyways,
did I get a Polar watch?
It wasn't a watch. It was a heart rate strap.
Oh.
That's like $70. Nice
I know.
strap.
I'm looking for a new watch because this one says I'm not running as fast as I should be.
Yeah.
So
it's probably because you're not.
I think if I get another watch, it'll fix that.
Yeah, that'll definitely do it.
Yeah.
But anyways, like us on Facebook. Follow us on Instagram, all the things.
And this weekend we'll be down. Not Robbie, but Megan and I will be down at the Donna, which is the breast cancer marathon
in Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville, Florida. Meg's won the marathon 3 times.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's great. We're gonna go down. I'm gonna do the 5K. I'm gonna try to hit it fast.
It's a great cause, great people, great race. I mean, summer or winter.
It's a love fest
in Florida.
Yeah, you can't be. The temperatures at the start this year look like they're gonna be in the high 40s.
That's like
and
perfect.
Then later in the afternoon, it's gonna be 70.
Oh my gosh, perfect race day.
Yeah, I mean, when it's time for beers, it'll start warming up.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, anyways, if you have any other questions, feel free to type them in the comments. Ask us on Facebook, whatever. And we will be back. We'll be back next Friday. We're finally here 2 weeks in a row. So next Friday at 1 o'clock. See you then.
Yeah. Peace. I'll stay here and keep you company until Robbie hits the button that ends the show. In 5, 4, 3, 2,